About Officer David Lee. Officer David Lee was killed in Missouri just a few months ago by another illegal immigrant, once again in a car, who used it as a lethal weapon to ram him and kill him. Is it so wrong, such a bad idea, to deport the illegal immigrant who killed this good man?
Again, any person who commits an awful act should face the full force of the law.
We've had multiple stabbings in the state of Missouri at laundromats in O'Fallon, Missouri, where innocent civilians were going to do their laundry of an evening and were attacked with knives, slashed, bled, stomped upon. Should the illegals who did that, should they not be deported?
No, as I said, if you commit an offense, you should face consequences. But the overwhelming majority of the 13 million people here today
We've had officers assaulted in Kansas City on the other side of the state who have been assaulted by illegal immigrants. One officer required over 100 stitches to the head, a police officer, earlier this year. Should the illegal immigrant who did that not be deported?
Hello, Patriots. Welcome back to Signal 76, the loudest voice of truth, liberty, and unapologetic American patriotism. Today, we're diving into one of the most outrageous displays of left-wing lunacy we've seen in the halls of Congress. And believe me, that's saying something. Today's video is all about exposing the real threat to America's core freedoms and how you and I can fight back. You're going to hear what the mainstream media won't show you. This isn't just about immigration. It's about the left's war on law, order, and the working American. Fire if you care about defending this country, our families, our jobs, our borders. Then do not scroll past. Smash that like button, subscribe to Signal 76, drop a comment below with the city you're watching from, and make sure you watch till the very end, because what you're about to hear is critical for our nation's future.
My time is up, and I'm going to... Are you next? Hawley? Senator from Missouri.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks to the witnesses for being here. I have to say, I'm kind of amazed that we're holding this hearing. To me, it's remarkable that the idea of actually, as you were just saying, Ms. Moran, the idea of enforcing our laws, protecting our border, securing our streets from criminals, it's amazing that that's controversial at all. And it says something a lot about the other side of the dais that we're having this hearing today. Let me just ask you, Mr. Reichlin-Melnick, I mean, is it really such a bad idea to deport people like the criminal who killed this young man? This is Travis Wolf. He was 12 years old when he was killed. He was mowed down, and I do mean mowed down, in a car by an illegal immigrant, 12 years of age, walking along a sidewalk in my state of Missouri, mowed down by an illegal immigrant who I think also had a prior criminal record. Is it such a bad idea to deport the person who killed him?
Any person who commits a heinous crime should suffer the consequences under the law.
Good. What about Officer David Lee? Officer David Lee was killed in Missouri just a few months ago by another illegal immigrant, once again in a car, who used it as a lethal weapon to ram him and kill him. Is it so wrong, such a bad idea, to deport the illegal immigrant who killed this good man?
Again, any person who commits an awful act should face the full force of the law. And
We've had multiple stabbings in the state of Missouri at laundromats in O'Fallon, Missouri, where innocent civilians were going to do their laundry of an evening and were attacked with knives, slashed, bled, stomped upon. Should the illegals who did that, should they not be deported?
No, as I said, if you commit an offense, you should face consequences. But the overwhelming majority of the 13 million people here today
We've had officers assaulted in Kansas City on the other side of the state who have been assaulted by illegal immigrants. One officer required over 100 stitches to the head, a police officer, earlier this year. Should the illegal immigrant who did that not be deported?
Again, they should face the consequences of the law, but they are a very small minority of the population that President Trump is promising to deport.
Well, let's talk about the rest of the people who you don't want to be deported. You said in an article that you wrote recently, new report shows devastating costs of mass deportation. You wrote this in October. Do you remember this piece?
Yes, that is a summary of our report.
Yeah, so in this piece, and it's also in your written testimony, you talk about how much the economy will lose if the United States actually enforces our immigration laws and deports folks who are here illegally. And I want to quote you now. You say some industries would be particularly hard hit, including construction, agriculture, and hospitality, which combined would lose more than 2.5 million workers. What's the argument here, that there aren't American workers who are available to do those jobs?
No, and as I said previously, there likely are, but the issue is that
And you don't want their wages to rise?
I think that we want to pass a path to citizenship so we can have a level and fair playing field for every American.
Why would you want American citizens and those who are here lawfully to have to compete against illegal immigrants who, by the way, are often paid not minimum wage, who are not given the federally mandated benefits precisely because they're here illegally? Why would you want to drive down the wages of millions of working Americans who can't get those jobs in construction, agriculture, and hospitality because illegal immigrants are getting them? Suppressing wages in the meantime. Why would you want to do that?
Well, if you've been here for my initial testimony, you know I don't want
that. Oh, listen, I read your testimony word for word, and I've been watching it, and I know what the answer is. You don't actually care about working people because you're absolutely hell-bent on this ideological agenda of opening our border. You want to give everybody who's here a path to citizenship. You want blanket amnesty. You talk about mass deportations. That's your word, not Trump's. You want mass amnesty, right? It's right here in your testimony.
We want a path to citizenship for people who pass a background check, who pay a fine.
That's amnesty, who you just said there's millions of people, 13 million people. Right, 13 million people you want to dump into the labor force.
They are already
who will drive
in the labor force,
illegally.
Senator.
They're here,
yes.
taking jobs from American citizens and sound, perfect.
This.
So here's your plan. So just if you're wondering, America, here's the Democrats' plan. Take the 13 million plus illegals who are here, taking jobs from Americans, taking wages down, taking health care benefits, and bring them here legally so that they can continue to drive down wages, flood the labor force, and suppress
Senator
all of
Hawley,
the above.
they can't flood the labor force if they're already part of the labor force, which is
they are flooding the labor force now. That's what's happening now. Why do you think wages
majority have been here
flatlined?
for over 15 years. Many millions have been
And
here
what has
since the
happened to
Reagan
working class
administration.
wages in that time, Mr. Reichlin-Melnick?
Working class
Have they gone
wages
up?
are currently going up. Yes.
Oh, really? They've
have
gone up over the last 15
year.
years?
Over the
They're
last
up?
15 years, I will have to consult the economists on that matter.
Yeah, they're down, way down. What world do you live in? Listen,
Senator Hawley,
here's the deal. The American people
the
just
phrase,
voted. The American
cut off your
people
nose to
just
spite your
voted.
face?
You know what? It's my time, not yours. So you're here to answer my questions, not to offer a soliloquy. And let me just end with this. The American people just got a good look at your economic program, and they voted against it. We've had an open border for the last 4 years. We have had de facto amnesty, as you yourself just said, for the last 15 plus years. It has been a disaster. People have died because of it. Wages are lower because of it. Our streets are in chaos because of it. And now you and the Democrat Party just say more of the same, more of the same. Let's double down. I would just say to you, I think that's insanity. I think it's total insanity, and the American people do too.
Senator Hawley, we have a choice. We can either hurt the economy or help the economy. And if we want to deport 13 million
It hurts the economy to give American workers jobs?
Senator from Texas.
So what happened? Senator Josh Hawley, a true patriot from Missouri, took the gloves off in a Senate hearing, calling out the absolute insanity of the Democrats' open border agenda. He confronted a so-called expert witness from the left, a man who thinks enforcing immigration laws is somehow a bad thing. Let that sink in. This witness, Aaron Reichlin-Melnick, openly argued that deporting illegal immigrants who kill children, stab innocent civilians, and assault police officers would somehow hurt the economy. Are you kidding me? This is what the left has become. They cry about human rights for criminals while American children are dying, our streets are turning into war zones, and wages for working Americans are sinking. Senator Hawley brought the receipts. He spoke about a 12-year-old boy in Missouri mowed down by an illegal immigrant with a criminal record. He mentioned a brave officer, David Lee, murdered by another illegal using a car as a weapon. And he detailed the brutal knife attacks in Missouri laundromats, targeting innocent Americans just trying to live their lives. The Democrat response? Crickets. Or worse, defense of the criminals. This isn't compassion. This is betrayal. It's anti-American. The Democrats don't want border security. They want to flood the labor force, undercut your wages, and hand out amnesty like Halloween candy. Hawley even quoted the witness's own testimony, where he admitted they want to legalize over 13 million illegals. Oh, while American workers suffer. That's not a plan for prosperity. That's economic warfare on American citizens. You think wages are going up? Hawley nailed it. Wages are down. The cost of living is up. And the left solution? Bring in more people who will work for less, with no benefits, no accountability, and no allegiance to this country. But here's the kicker. These elites don't live in our world. Their kids aren't walking the same dangerous streets. They aren't competing for jobs. They aren't at risk. You are. This is about class warfare, plain and simple. The globalist left wants a permanent underclass of foreign laborers to drive down costs for their donors and to destroy the middle-class backbone of this country. Well, not on our watch. At Signal 76, we believe in the American worker. We believe in borders, law, justice, and the Constitution. We believe in Josh Hawley's fight, and we believe it's time millions of us rise up and say, and no more. No more criminals walking free. No more job theft. No more backstabbing of working Americans. This is your country. Don't let it slip away. Patriots, get loud in the comments. Tell me, do you stand with Senator Hawley? Are you ready to fight for America's future? Because this is the battle line. This is the moment. So again, hit like, share this video with every red-blooded American you know, subscribe to Signal 76, and ring that bell so you never miss an alert. Together, we can turn the tide. But we have to stay loud. We have to stay united. And we have to stay unapologetically American. This is Signal 76, where the signal cuts through the noise. Until next time, stand proud, stand strong, and God bless the United States of America.